Hey guys, it's Fadra from All Things Fadra, and look at this. This is not the typical car that I review. It's a little brighter, it's a little faster. Let me tell you why I chose to review the 2019 Lexus RC300 F SPORT. It's my anniversary, and I thought instead of driving a typical SUV, I wanted to go for something fun, something sporty, something that would maybe impress my husband a little bit. So I am taking him out to dinner tonight in this RC300. But before I do that, I thought I would tell you a little bit about it. First of all, who drives a coupe? Who drives a fast coupe? It's somebody that doesn't have kids or somebody that's an empty nester. I'm neither, but in 6 short years, I am going to be kicking my son, gently driving my son off to college. And then I'll be an empty nester. So I kind of look at this as an empty nester car, although it does have seating, maybe for comfortably. We're going to talk about what that back seat looks like, but mainly for this review, we're going to focus on the interior and the driving experience. So before we head to all of the good stuff, while we're back here, let's take a look. By the way, I kind of love that this is a New Jersey registered vehicle because I got the color coordination going on. If you are liking this color, I'm going to talk about this. This is called Flare Yellow and tell you what I think about it at the end. Stay tuned. But while I'm here, let's go ahead and talk about something that you don't think about much in sport coupes, and that is the trunk space. Here we go. Here is the trunk space, and you can see it's actually pretty darn deep. Yes, I just said darn. And you can easily fit, it goes pretty deep. You can easily fit some suitcases back here. Of course, the true test is, will it fit golf clubs? I don't play golf, so I don't know. But I think that it would. We've got a spare under here and plenty of space. And if you look way down, you'll see that you can fold those seats flat. In fact, hold on, I'm going to fold them flat right now. The things I try for you guys, guess what? You can fold both of these seats flat. So I suppose that if you're going away for a ski weekend, or maybe you even want to fit a bicycle in here, you're not going to be bringing along rear passengers. You're going to want the extra cargo capacity. So you do have that with the seats that fold down. There is a locking mechanism on the back of the seat, lock and unlock, just like a door lock. And then there's a button on the top of both seats that allow you to fold them flat. Super handy, Lexus. So pretty clever. I like that. And wow, we're already talking about the rear seats. Let's go check out the rear seats. Can you easily get in and out of them? Now this is a coupe. It is a two-door. So the first thing that you'll notice is this magnetic strip here, because you are going to need to do that if you are letting people in and out of the back seat. That's how they're going to get in. There is a lever right here. You pull it forward, and then the seat uses the power to slide all the way forward. I'm going to get in. How's it look, guys? Yes, it is a 2-passenger rear seat, totally comfortable to sit in. For me, I'm 5'3", but let's put that driver's seat back and see what happens. I'm glad I'm not much taller, because it is definitely a tight fit back here. This seat is probably most of the way back. It's a no-frills back seat. You do have some vents here in the back. You do have a little platform right here in the middle, but no cup holders, no USB connections, no console in the middle, because this car is not meant for backseat passengers. This car is meant for the driver and his or her passenger, and this is just like an extra bonus. I call it a place to set my purse or my groceries if I don't want to put them in the trunk. So, now that I've covered the basics, let's get to the good stuff. Up front, behind the wheel. Right where I belong, in the driver's seat. So this is an F Sport. That's a sportier trim level of the RC300. And there are a couple things that make it sporty. I wrote it down. The F Sport front sport seats support you through even the most aggressive of turns. And yes, I would know about those. Their low position helps place the driver's hip point as close as possible to the vehicle's center of gravity for a more dynamic driving experience. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the driving experience once I get going, but the seats are very comfortable. And if you're like me, a short lady, you might wonder, how well do you fit in a sports car? Because a lot of these I feel like are meant for taller, larger men. I feel very comfortable. I feel like I have good visibility. I do have the seat raised. Oh, I don't even have it raised up all the way. I have it raised up most of the way, so I feel like I have good visibility. I can reach the gas and the brake pedals, and the steering wheel, it has a telescoping steering wheel. So I feel like I'm at the proper position. You always want to keep a slight bend in your elbow when you're driving, and everything is totally accessible. Now, what do I need access to? Let me show you what's here in the cockpit. All right, up front, this is what you're looking at. It's kind of a no-frills dashboard. Everything you need is right here in the center, and you see what is most prominent? It's the RPMs. Because this car offers a couple things from a driving perspective. It offers normal mode, it offers sport mode, it offers eco mode, and then it also offers paddle shifters right here on the steering wheel. So if you are the kind of person that wants to control the drive with your paddle shifters, you switch it in manual, and you're going to want to be watching those RPMs there. The other thing I liked about this all digital dash is that when I go to display information, it shifts everything over and everything displays on the left. I thought that was really kind of cool. Okay, let's talk tech for a minute. There is a lot going on. You have a large in-dash display. You've got an analog clock. I kind of like the digital one, and a pretty simple interface for your climate control. Down here, you've got heated and ventilated seats, and that's where you control your drive mode. And then we've got this. This is the Lexus touchpad that controls everything that you see on the screen, just like a mouse. So if you can see my fingers moving along here, I did use Apple CarPlay for most of this, and while I'm here, let's just give a shout out to this sound system, Mark Levinson Premium Surround Sound. But if I'm not using Apple CarPlay, let's go to the main screen, and I've chosen apps. There is a suite of infotainment and communications apps, and this is the one I want you to take a look at, Lexus and Alexa. Wouldn't it be great if you could say, hey Alexa, where's the nearest gas station? Or hey Alexa, what's the weather today? Or hey Alexa, what's the flight speed velocity of an unladen swallow? Those answers and more can be gotten from Alexa. There is Alexa and a Lexus app that you have to use in conjunction with the Lexus Inform app suite. And guess what? I couldn't get either one to work. I have a feeling it's one of those things where I have to be a registered Lexus car owner, not just reviewing the car for the week. But it is something that is available on all of the newer Lexus models. Super cool. I only wish I could get it to work. And now, while we're sitting in the driver's seat, let's have some fun. So this is the important part about the Lexus, the drive, right? Because that's what this car is really all about. You want something that's fun, you want something that's sporty, but you want something that can perform as well. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the drive. So it's got 3 drive modes, eco mode, normal mode, and sport mode, which I'm in right now. And I feel like this car kind of needs it. So it's got 241 horsepower, which is okay. Honestly, I was expecting a little bit more. It is zippy once you're getting up and you're going. It's got 258 pound-feet of torque, and you can definitely feel the torque. That makes it fun to drive in, and as I mentioned, it really handles well on the curves. In fact, I'm on a really curvy road coming up here, but I just wanted a little bit more from an acceleration standpoint. The other thing that this has that makes it kind of fun is you can put it in manual mode, and it does have paddle shifters behind the wheel. And that is why I mentioned the RPM gauge is front and center right here when you're driving, because I suspect that people that maybe want a manual but maybe don't know how to drive a manual, they can feel a little empowered with a car like this. I'm on actually one of my favorite driving roads. It's a very windy, woody road. It's a beautiful drive, and I have loved driving the RC300 on this road because it handles the curves so well, and because this isn't really a road that you take at a high rate of speed. I will say, though, it is easy to drive a little fast in this car, and you know those people that drive those obnoxious sports cars and they pull up at the traffic light and they always feel the need to take off at maximum acceleration? Guess what? That kind of was me in this car. All right, let's step outside of the car and we'll wrap this up. Now that you've had a chance to see how it drives, let's look at what's actually under the hood. So what you're looking at here is a 2.0 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. That helps with fuel economy. This one averages 24 miles per gallon, 21 city, 30 highway. For a car like this, I think I might have liked a V6 just for a little bit more horsepower. The other thing I want to show you here, not related to the driving, but a super cool feature, right here, take a look at these headlights. One of my favorite things on this car, this is the triple beam LED headlight that is part of the F Sport package. All right, are we ready for some final thoughts? All right, final thoughts. First of all, this is a sexy car. I mean, this is the kind of car that when you drive it, you want to be noticed. Trust me, I drove it. I wanted to be noticed. However, as I mentioned before, with 241 horsepower, it just feels a little underpowered. Once you get up and go, the torque is great. I love driving it in sport mode. The handling is amazing. Around the curves, I loved it. I just wish it had a little bit more, a little bit faster acceleration. So from that standpoint, it was just okay for me. But it did make me rethink my future vehicle purchases because I thought I never had a need for speed, and apparently I do. So the 2019 RC300 F Sport in Flare Yellow. By the way, I said I would mention this color again. This is not a color that I personally would purchase. This is what I call a dude color. Lexus has some really great colors. They have some grays and some whites, and the car looks really fantastic in that. And then they have these 3 bright colors. It's like a metallic red, a bright metallic blue, and the flare yellow, and those are totally dude colors. Tell me if I'm wrong, because I bet if you're a dude, I bet you like this color. Am I right? My son says he likes it. Let's talk price. So the base price for the F Sport, which is a trim level, is $47,860. This one also has an all-weather package. It has the upgraded headlamps, which are another $1,160. It has the whole navigation and premium audio package, which adds $1,080. It's got an upcharge for the paint, $595 for the premium paint. It has $390 for a Torsen limited slip rear differential. You guys know I'm not a mechanical person, but I'm guessing that definitely contributed to the amazing handling on the curves. A heated steering wheel for $150, and the power moonroof, which I love, for $1,100. That means this comes in at a total price with delivery, processing, and handling fee of $53,580. So if you are thinking about this as your empty nester car, you might want to wait until college tuition is paid off. Thanks for joining me, guys. I would love to hear what you think of the Lexus RC300. I would also love to hear what else you want to see me review. So leave me a comment, leave me a like, but only if you like, and then be sure to subscribe because I would love for you to come back for more car adventures just like this. Thanks, guys.